Hello guys, welcome back to CodeZ channel. So let's talk about the third type of sequence in Python, which is range. A range is basically a collection of numbers which can be used for looping or when we intend to perform any operation that has to deal with iteration. Range can be defined in any of these two formats. The first format here is to specify the range function. Then in the parentheses, we specify an argument which is a stop value, which must also be an integer value. What this means is that any value we put here, it will be interpreted as range of values starting from 0, ending with stop -1 value. So for instance, if what we pass here is 9, what that means is that we are defining a range of value starting from 0 till 8. The stop value itself will not be included as the value in the range. So you have to bear that in mind. Also, we can define it using this second format here. That is, we specify the start value, then the stop value. Or we specify the start value, the stop value, and an optional step value. So if we decide to specify a step value, what it means is that it will skip, that's what it will use to skip the values when it is iterating through the range that was specified. By default, the step is 1. So if the step you want to pass is 1, you don't need to do that. But if you want to step it by 2, then you have to specify 2. Or if it is 3 or 4, you want to step it by, you have to specify that here. Range is also very easy. It comes handful when you want to define a list of numbers, especially when they have the same interval. Let's say you want to define a list of numbers which are divisible by 3, say from between 1 and 100. You can easily use range to define that. To know more about Python range, you can visit the Python website and read about tuple in their documentation page. However, let's do one or two hands-on practices on the usage of range in Python. Now, so if we want to define range, like I mentioned, we say range, then we can specify the stop value. So if I say 20 here, what it means is that I want to define a range, and the value that will be in that range is from 0 to 19. 20 will not be inclusive. You have to bear that in mind. I can decide to assign this to a variable. I can say range 1 to be equal to 20. Then let me execute this. Let's check the type of range 1. Let's say it is range. Right. Let's try to print range 1. Then you can see range 0, 20. So range is different from list. In list, you definitely see all the values, but range does not show you all the values at once. It just keeps track of the start value and the stop value, and also the step if at all there's any. So let's define a new one, and let's say range 2 to be equal to range. So let's use the second format whereby we specify the start value, right? We can say 1, then the stop value 20. Let's execute this. If we try to see or print it out, you see we also have 1, 20 here. The third format we can use, or still the second format, just that we want to include the step value here. So we can say 1, 20, 2. Oh, sorry, I want to use range 3 for this. So range 3, then range 3. We have 1, 20, 2. Then you can see this. So let's try and create a list from this range 1, range 2, range 3. So let's say list 1 to be equal to do that, you have to use the list function, then range 1. So if I execute this, then let me output list 1. You can see what I have there. We have 0, 1, 2, 2, 19, right? Like I said earlier, it does not include the last value or the actual stop value we have here. So because we have 20 here, the last value will be 19. You can see 0 to 19. So let's do the same. Let's try and create a list from range 2, and let's see what we come out with. So if you say list 2 equals list of range 2, right? We have range 2 to be 1, 20. So basically what this will create for us, it will create a list of values from 1 to 19. 20 will not be inclusive. So let's do that. Let's print list 2. List 2. You can see we have 1 to 19. Right. So let's also do the same thing for the third range that we define, which is range 3. Right. So let's say list 3 is equal to list of range 3. Right. So let's execute this. Ideally, what we should have here should be, we should print out all the odd numbers that we have between 1 and 20. The last value in this case will be 19. Right. So the way it will work is that it will take the first value, 1, then add 2 to it because we've specified the step, which is 2. Then 1 plus 2 will be 3. After 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, until it gets to 19. Because after 19, 21 is not in the range that we have it, because we've specified that the stop index is the stop value we passed here is 20, right? Which means the last value it can ever print is 19. So now let's print our list 3. After list 3, let me just re-execute this in case I have not executed it. Then print list 3. Right, you can see we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, and that is how it works. Also, we can also use the in operator with range. Let's say let's define the range and say range 4 to be equal to range 1, 30, 3. Right, or let's say 3, 30, 3. Right. What this will contain basically is just values starting from 3, right? Then it will keep increasing them by 3. That's like multiple of 3. That is 3, 6, 9, 12. Right? It will keep on going like that until it gets to, because the maximum, the last range value that we can get is actually 29. So we will not have 30 as part of what we could have. The maximum we will have in this case will be 27, right? So we can just do a check and say, okay, 27 in range 4. This will return a Boolean value for us, and it will just try to check if we can ever have 27 in this range of values that we specify here. So let's do that. 27 in range 4, it is true, right? Let's do 30 in range 4, right? This will be false because the maximum, because we specified 30, that means the maximum it can ever give us is 29 and not 30, right? Now let's do 29 in range 4. This will also print false for us because of the step that we have, right? Had it been the step we have there is just 1, in that case it will be able to get to 29, but because after 27 plus 3 is 30, is out of the range and is not even equal to 29. Therefore this will also give us false, right? So as we go along in this course, we still make use of range, especially when we get to use the for loop. You see how effective or how useful the range sequence can be for us. I hope you enjoyed this video. Kindly click the subscribe button, like and share. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.